We are trying to evaluate this integral here. So find the integral from 0 to 1 for x squared plus x to the power of 3 minus 3x all divided by x. Okay, this is looking pretty confusing. There's a lot going on. So what we can do is split this into lots of little fractions. So the reason why this question is hard is purely because of fractions. If we have something like 1 plus 2 all divided by 2, you would agree with me, right, that that's the same as saying this, right? A half plus 1. So we can do the same thing, but instead of having numbers, we can have our letters. So let's split it all up and have x squared divided by x plus by x to the 3 divided by x minus by 3x divided by x. And hopefully you can see that you can simplify this, right? You can simplify this to say x squared divided by x is actually just like saying x. And this one here is just like saying x squared. And this last one is just like saying 3. Okay, now that we've done that, that makes it so much easier. Really, really easy. Now, to integrate this, we're just going to raise everywhere you see anything back to the power of 1 with that x. It will become x1 plus 1, and you take that value at the top and you put it down the bottom. Okay, so the next one becomes x2 plus 1, and that value goes down the bottom. Now this last bit, that 3 is like saying it's x to the power of 0, and we add 1, and we put 1 down the bottom. Okay, now with this, it's a definite integral, so we're finding the area between 0 and 1, so we write it like this. Now we can simplify this to make it a lot easier. Okay, and then I will show you how to put in the numbers. Okay, so what happens is it's the one at the top, we substitute 1 into whatever we see in x, and then we minus by, and then we put the 0 in wherever we see in x. Okay, so I like to keep the brackets just to make sure that I'm not making any mistakes. I like to also wrap them in brackets, so if there's any negatives, I don't get confused. Okay, so I'm just substituting it in nice, methodically and slowly. And then I also do the same here. Now, I can see that there's a whole bunch of x's, and so all of them are going to be equal to 0. So I'm just going to say all of that's equal to 0. You can do the math if you want to, but I know all of that's going to be equal to 0 because I'm substituting the value in. So let's simplify this a little bit further. We can remove these big brackets because there's no longer any negative signs attached to them. And we can write it out like this. Okay, so finally, to add these up, it's back to fractions. We can say that the lowest common denominator is going to be 2 times by 3, which is 6. And so we're going to times everything here by 1. Okay? Because you agree with me that 1/2 times by 1 is still equal to 1. Hopefully you agree with me. But now, instead of just making it some fancy 1, we're going to say it's the lowest common denominator. That's 6 times by 6. Okay, for each of them. Okay, because you agree with me that 6 divided by 6 is still 1. Okay, I'm doing extra steps here just to explain it. You can, if you get good at this, you can just skip ahead. So suddenly everything is just going to be divided by, oh, apologies. I made a mistake here. I've times everything by 6. It should just be to try and make the bottom bit equal to 6. So Instead of that 1 there, it should be that 3 times by 3. And instead of that 1 there, it should be 2 times by 2. And that last one is 6 times by 6. Okay, so now all of them you can see 2 times by 3, that's equal to 6. Everything is out of 6 now. Okay, and that makes it so easy that we can just connect the line across and add them all up. So 3 plus 2 minus 18, and that is equal to 5 minus, so 5 minus 18. That there is equal to minus 13 divided by 6, and that is equal to our answer. I've got heaps of other questions on my website. If you want to go through them, practice, get really good at your exams. If you've got any questions, leave some comments down below. Would love to help and answer them when I can.